Welcome to the Pariksha Academy. Today's topic is Introduction to the Indian Constitution. Introduction to the Constitution. A constitution is the supreme fundamental law of a state that determines the structure of government, its powers, institutions, rights of citizens, and the relationship between the state and citizens. The main purpose of a constitution is to define and limit governmental powers, establish relations among different organs of government, and protect the rights of citizens. The Constitution of India is a written, detailed and supreme constitution. The Constitution of India was framed by the Constituent Assembly. The Constituent Assembly adopted, enacted and gave to itself the Constitution on 26 November 1949. Most provisions of the Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. The main historical reason for choosing 26 January was to honor the memory of Purna Swaraj Day, 26 January 1930. Certain provisions of the Constitution came into force on 26 November 1949 itself. Article 394 deals with the commencement of the Constitution. The short title, Constitution of India, is provided under Article 393. Article 395 repealed the Indian Independence Act, 1947 and the Government of India Act, 1935, along with specified related enactments. The original constitution contained 395 articles, 22 parts and 8 schedules. Several new articles, parts and schedules have subsequently been added through constitutional amendments. At present, the Constitution contains 12 schedules. The Indian Constitution is regarded as one of the most elaborate written national constitutions in the world. Major reasons for its detailed nature include India's vast size, diversity, federal system, administrative details, center-state relations and elaborate provisions concerning constitutional institutions. The ultimate source of authority of the Indian Constitution is the people of India. The words, "we, the people of India," in the preamble express the principle of popular sovereignty. India is described as a union of states, under Article 1 of the Constitution. Article 1 declares, India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of states. The expression, union of states, indicates that the Indian Union is not the result of an agreement among states that gives them a constitutional right to secede from the Union. No state has a constitutional right to secede from the Union of India. Under Article 2, Parliament has the power to admit into the Union or establish new states. Under Article 3, Parliament can form new states and alter the area, boundaries or names of existing states. A bill concerning matters under Article 3 cannot be introduced in Parliament without the prior recommendation of the President. The views of the legislature of the affected state are sought, but its opinion is not binding on Parliament. India follows the principle of supremacy of the Constitution, rather than the absolute parliamentary sovereignty associated with the British system. The legislature, executive and judiciary derive their powers from the Constitution. A law inconsistent with the Constitution may be subjected to judicial review. The Indian Constitution is neither completely rigid nor completely flexible. Different constitutional provisions are amended through different procedures. Article 368 contains the principal provisions relating to constitutional amendment. Some constitutional changes require a simple majority, some a special majority, and certain amendments require a special majority along with ratification by at least one-half of the state legislatures. Certain constitutional changes made by a simple majority of Parliament are not treated as constitutional amendments for the purposes of Article 368. The Indian Constitution contains both federal and unitary features. Major federal features include dual polity, division of powers, a written constitution, supremacy of the Constitution and an independent judiciary. Important unitary tendencies include a strong center, single citizenship, integrated judiciary, all India services and emergency provisions. Legislative powers between the Union and the states are primarily distributed through the 7th schedule. The 7th schedule contains the Union list, state list and concurrent list. The Indian Constitution provides for single citizenship. Provisions relating to citizenship at the commencement of the Constitution are contained in Part 2, Articles 5 to 11. Article 11 empowers Parliament to make laws concerning the acquisition and termination of citizenship and other matters relating to citizenship. The Indian Constitution establishes a parliamentary system of government. At the union level, the President is the constitutional head. The Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister functions as the real political executive. The Union Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. The principle of collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers is provided under Article 75(3). At the state level, under the parliamentary system, the governor is the constitutional head, while the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister functions as the real political executive. The Constitution establishes India as a democratic republic. A republic essentially means that the office of the head of state is not hereditary. The President of India is an elected constitutional head of state. India has a system of representative democracy based on universal adult suffrage. The present voting age in India is 18 years. The voting age was reduced from 21 years to 18 years by the 61 Stone Constitutional Amendment Act, 1988. Part 3, Articles 12 to 35, deals with fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are enforceable by courts. Article 32 provides the constitutional right to approach the Supreme Court for the enforcement of fundamental rights. Dr. B. R. Ambedkar described Article 32 as the heart and soul of the Constitution. Part 4, Articles 36 to 51, contains the directive principles of state policy. The directive principles are not enforceable by courts. Under Article 37, the directive principles are fundamental in the governance of the country, and it is the duty of the state to apply them in making laws. Fundamental duties are contained in Part E, Article 51A. Fundamental duties were added by the 42 ND Constitutional Amendment Act, 1976. Initially, 10 fundamental duties were added. The 86 TH Constitutional Amendment Act, 2002 added the 11th fundamental duty. At present, there are 11 fundamental duties. The Indian Constitution provides for an independent and integrated judiciary. The Supreme Court of India stands at the apex of the Indian judicial system. The judiciary possesses the power of judicial review to examine the constitutionality of legislative and executive actions. Judicial review is an important instrument for protecting the supremacy of the Constitution, limited government and fundamental rights. The Indian constitutional system provides for functional separation and checks and balances among the legislature, executive and judiciary. It does not follow an absolute separation of powers. Fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy serve as important constitutional instruments for advancing political democracy and socio-economic democracy respectively. The Constitution also contains emergency provisions. Article 352 deals with national emergency. Article 356 deals with the failure of constitutional machinery in a state. Article 360 deals with financial emergency. The Constitution provides for several independent constitutional institutions, including the Election Commission, Controller and Auditor General, Union and State Public Service Commissions, and Finance Commission. Local self-government has also been given a constitutional basis. The 73 Road Constitutional Amendment gave constitutional status to Panchayati Raj institutions, while the 74 TH Constitutional Amendment provided a constitutional framework for municipalities. The 8th Schedule lists the languages recognized by the Constitution. At present, the 8th Schedule contains 22 languages. The 10th Schedule deals with disqualification of legislators on the ground of defection. The 11th Schedule relates to panchayats, while the 12th Schedule relates to municipalities. Parliament's power to amend the Constitution is not unlimited. In Kesavananda Bharti vs. State of Kerala 1973, the Supreme Court propounded the basic structure doctrine. Parliament may amend the Constitution, but it cannot destroy or abrogate its basic structure. The supremacy of the Constitution, democratic and republican form of government, secularism, federalism, judicial review and independence of the judiciary are among the principles recognized through various judicial decisions as elements of the basic structure. Three dates are particularly important in understanding the Indian Constitution: 9 December 1946, first meeting of the Constituent Assembly; 26 November 1949, adoption of the Constitution; 26 January 1950, principal commencement of the Constitution. Quick revision sequence: Article 1, Union of States; Articles 5, 11, Citizenship; Articles 12, 35, Fundamental Rights; Articles 36, 51, Directive Principles of State Policy; Article 51 of Fundamental Duties; Article 368, Constitutional Amendment; Article 393, Short Title; Article 394, Commencement; Article 395, Repeals. Thank you very much for joining us. For more useful study material, please like and share this video, and subscribe to the Pariksha Academy channel.